Coach Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com. We talked about ball security before the game. How much did the turnovers hurt you guys in the fourth quarter in particular?
Yeah, that was the case. Down the stretch, we had a couple empty possessions. They came down and capitalized on, the transition break, or they got time to set up their offense, as well as some offensive rebounds down the stretch. So I think those are the key things that we have to continue to look at, making sure we're taking care of the ball down the stretch, as well as finishing the possession with the rebound.
Jamahl, Luke Ketchuk, Spectrum Sports 360. When you have a young team learning to play in different moments in a close game, what's the balance of having those learning experience and then also when you have a chance to win, trying to capitalize on? How do you evaluate something like that?
I think it's a very delicate balance, helping them understand the situations that they're going to be in, and understanding what to do, because you have to go through those experiences to help you understand what you do the next time down. So they're learning that we talked about it. They understand the things that need to take place in order for us to get over that hump. But a lot of the guys we got better in the sense of they had 10 transition points for a team that was just running. So I think we did a good job there. But obviously we'll have to look back at film and find out what possessions, we could have cleaned up.
Jamahl, Matt Marshall, the Orlando Sentinel. You talked, early on in the game started, you seemed to have the team had more energy. It seemed like a little more physicality. What did you see from the guys, especially, and how that kind of carried over into the second half?
Well, Matt, I think we talked about being physical early, which is what you saw. And I think we turned them over a few times. I mean, they end up having, 17 total turnovers for 24 points. So I think our ability to get into the ball, active hands, a couple deflections here and there. So that's the positive. The carryover from that side is really good just to start the game. That was a high level of energy early. And, we got to just make sure we continue to sustain it.
Rossman Reich, Orlando Magic Daily. Coaches, we've heard coaches everywhere talk about finishing off quarters, beyond just the fourth quarter. How much did the end of, especially like the first quarter when you guys gave it the lead, how much did that affect how the confidence that that bench unit had on both sides of the ball?
Well, I think it's going to continue to be the case of the game is a game of runs, and our guys understand that now, and they know that it out and go, and help them understand that, teams are going to score. You're not going to hold, teams to scoreless. So when they get the ball, they make the shot, we got to make sure that we just get it and go and don't hang our heads. Again, staying the same no matter what happens during the game.
Jamahl, Matt Marshall, the Orlando Sentinel. What did you see out of Wendell's performance today? He looked like he was active, not just shooting the basketball, but also rebounding as well.
I would have a problem if he was shooting the football. That would be tough. No, Dell's been great. He's a worker. He is a pure worker, and he's put the work in to get the things done, and he exemplifies exactly what we're talking about. Doing the right things, trying to make the right plays, setting screens for his teammates, defending at a high level. He was very good tonight, and I think he's just going to continue to make strides.
Philip Rossman, again, Orlando Magic Daily. Talk a little bit about how much growth you've seen from Cole and the way that he's managed the game. It seemed like he had really good rhythm as far as getting the team into their offensive set and looking to attack and especially going up against a team with some size in the backcourt.
Cole's decision making has been good. He's trying to make all the right plays. I don't know if you remember, there was a play in the first quarter. We come down in transition, and he would have normally sometimes, and he said, I was going to pull that three, and he just stopped and made the extra pass. And I think we got a wide open three for someone else. It's those decisions as the game goes on he's just going to keep getting better and better as he learns to continue to make the quick and right decision.
Coach Aaron Goldstone, Orlando Pinstripe Post. LaMelo Ball is one of the rising stars in this league. How would you assess tonight how your team defended him and slowed him down?
I think we did a good job on him. I think we were highly focused on what he's capable of doing. We took on the challenge of knowing how talented he is. And obviously the other guys got going quite a bit. But for the matchup on LaMelo, I think our guys did a good job taking on the challenge. We did a good job at verticality at the rim, not allowing him to finish some of those down in the paint. So I think that challenge was taken on by our guys. But again, we've got to continue to do that for the full 48.
Coach Mosley, Gene Racine, Orlando Magic Daily.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about the play of Franz tonight, his play this season?
Again, Franz has gotten better as each game has gone on. The way he recognizes certain situations, his playmaking ability, his decision making, he's going to continue to get better. And so, just his growth is just going to continue as the season goes on. As he gets more of these experiences, he walks and sees more games and sees different matchups, he's going to continue to improve.
Jamahl, Luke-Catcher, Spectrum Sports 360 on Franz. He had a couple different opportunities guarding Gordon and then switching to Miles, who are two very different type of players. Franz, versatility wise, what did you make of him going back and forth between those guys tonight as such a young defender?
And that's a lot of what Franz is, his versatility, both offensively and defensively. He's a smart basketball player, high IQ, but he's also, his toughness and his ability to move his feet and get position. Now, obviously, Miles hit some shots early on that got him going. But again, our ability to be able to put Franz there as well as on Gordon Hayward, that gives you, the versatility that you need at times on the court.
Any final questions? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Going into what we talked about would be against this team in the fourth quarter, how much of that was a problem that allowed them to pull away?
Yeah, it starts right here. I had two super turnovers. Just got to fix that. It starts up top. So, I did that, and then kind of it started to trickle. The effect started to trickle down, and other people started to turn it over. So it's what I want to say is the good part about that is that it's easily correctable. We can fix that next game. So there was definitely a lot of good moments out there. So I just want to focus on those and learn from the bad ones.
Orlando Sentinel.
Hey.
Wendell just talked a little bit about, kind of learning how to play in the fourth quarter, learning how to be able to kind of to finish games off. How important is it for you guys to kind of take these kind of lessons, I guess, and you take them forward, especially when you go on a 3-game road trip?
Yeah, it's the best way to learn how to play in, close fourth quarter games is to be in close fourth quarter games. So I'm just happy we was in a position where we had a chance to win that game. So somebody's got to learn from, and I think that we did it against the Knicks the other night. I think we had a great fourth quarter. Obviously a great fourth quarter in that. So that helped us out a lot. Keep learning from.
Cole, Luke-Catcher, Spectrum Sports 360.
Hey.
How do you evaluate the play you and Jalen have on the court together through these first couple games?
I think it's been pretty solid. Obviously we're both still learning out there, and especially him. It's his first year in the league. He's dealing with stuff that I was dealing with last year, and even still a little bit to this point right now. So just want him to keep learning, and I think he got a super bright future ahead of him. So I'm excited to see how this backcourt could potentially develop.
Cole, Cody Taylor, USA Today. How do you kind of strike that balance of just trying to force it, or which could lead to a turnover?
It's just a matter of reading the game, because the way I like to look at it is be aggressive to score. If they don't stop you, go score. If they come and help, all right, it's cool. That means someone's open. If you draw two, someone's open for a shot, and then that's when you start, getting the drive and kicks, and that's when you start creating problems for the defense. And so that's just how I like to look at it. It's just because if you are aggressive to pass, then it's hard to go back to scoring.
Cool. Matt Marshall, Orlando talked a little bit about the physicality. That's what Coach Mose kind of talked a little bit about. How you guys work that way, at least to start the game out with, being a little bit more physical. You feel like it kind of carried over, and how can you guys maybe keep it carried over into the fourth quarter?
Let's see. That's a good question. It's really all about effort. We just, you just got to want it. And I think they wanted it a little more tonight, and that's what ended up getting the win. So that's on us. It's effort. It's not easy, but something that you got to do. So it's a man's league. The league ain't going to wait for us.
Cole, Josh Robbins with The Athletic.
Josh, what up?
You're 5 regular season games into this season now. What are your fronts?
Man, Franz can hoop, man. I'm really, really pleased with how he's performed. He's a really good passer, can shoot it. One of probably the best mover without the basketball I ever seen. And so I'm super, super happy with him. And he's exceeded expectations, I think, even at this point. I'm excited to see him keep growing. It's another kid just like Jalen. He got super, super bright future, just turned 20. And so I'm excited to, help him grow and see him grow.
Cole, catcher, expect. Go ahead. Gene Racine, Orlando Magic Daily.
What's going on, man?
Carter scored a season high sleeper to get the ball in better spots tonight.
Play the right way. The ball's just gonna find who's open. I think he was a lot of times in the right spots. He was setting some really good screens that allowed him to get open. And then it just plays with this dude always gonna give you 110%. So he's going to get it on that backboard. And so when you do that, you get rewarded for that. So big shout out to Dell. He's hooping tonight, and I know he's gonna keep that joint up.
Well, Luke Catcher, Spectrum Sports 360. What do you like about your maturation as you've gone from in a backup role last year to Markel, kind of thrown into the fire early on once he got hurt, and now be the new system with a new coach?
Oh man, that's what I've been waiting for, man. For a chance to, be that guy and really help my team blossom. So I'm just super happy of the position I'm in right now. And I also look forward to growing, and not just growing with this team, growing with this coaching staff.
All right. Thank you, Cole.
Sir. Yep. Appreciate you guys, man.
Philip Rostenreich, Orlando Magic Daily. This team hasn't had the opportunity to be in a lot of close games yet. What was the big lesson or big takeaway from an opportunity to win down the stretch?
I feel like as a team, we didn't handle their runs that well. We tried to do a lot of quick hitters. After they made like 2 or 3 shots in a row, we can't just come down and take the next shot. That kind of fuels their run. The best thing about it is you want to. Once they go on their run, the best bet is to stop it as soon as possible. Man, I feel like we didn't do a good job of that. Turned the ball over way too many times, including myself. They got a lot of offensive rebounds that, we just effort plays. A lot of the effort plays that, we didn't do tonight is what kind of cost us the game tonight. And I think we all know that.
Wendell Carter, the Orlando Sentinel. Early on, you guys seem to come out with a lot of energy and a lot more physicality in the game. What kind of happened? How did that kind of go about? And then as the game went on, did you guys feel like you maybe lost a little bit of that as especially you got in the fourth quarter?
Man, like you said, we came out with a lot of energy. Like you said, we kind of just lost it. I don't really know where it kind of came from. I tried to rally my teammates. My teammates tried to help me. We just tried to, help each other get that momentum back. And then going into the fourth quarter, we gave up a lot of timely turnovers, and they got a lot of offensive boards that, in crunch time, we got to have those. And, I've even watched a little bit of film just now, and, just gave up a couple offensive boards to Plumlee. And, and especially in the fourth quarter, I can't allow that to happen. Even if I'm not getting it, I can't allow him to get it. And, I kind of, put that on myself, but at the same time, fourth quarter is, as a young group, now I'm going into my fourth year, I kind of understand what everybody was saying about the fourth quarter. We have to do a better job of, taking care of the ball, miss on offensive end. We just got to take and make the right shots.
Wendell, Philip Rostenreich, Orlando Magic Daily again. You've been playing a lot with that second unit, with that second group. You talked about how the energy kind of dissipated there in the first. What do you feel like you as a veteran, as a kind of veteran leader on the team, as someone that's with that starting group that's been so successful, what do you feel like you have to do to kind of keep the team's energy up and keep that group working well together?
Sometimes, I allow my energy to kind of slip, and that's something that, as a fourth year player, I can't allow. With a young team that we do have now, I have to do a better job of being more of a vocal leader, just encouraging the guys. If we miss a shot, even when it was a good one, hey, take the next one. We believe in you. I'm telling Franz, I'm telling Jalen that all the time. That's just something I got to, do a better job of, and that's something that I can change next game. So that's something I'm definitely looking for.
Wendell, Carter, the Orlando Sentinel. You talked about with this young team, how much you could take these examples of going in the fourth quarter, help maybe the younger guys learn. Is that kind of the message maybe you want to take off, especially as you guys get on the road for the 3-game series?
Yeah, absolutely. In these next 3 games, our goal is to be playing a great game in the fourth quarter. Our job is, to get to the fourth quarter to where it's a game, and then the fourth quarter, let that decide what the game would be. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, that's what the NBA is about. The first 3 quarters are runs. And then fourth quarter is when you lock in, you get to your spots, take your shots, make or miss, take them with confidence, and just move on from it. You know, that's something that I feel like we got to do a better job of, especially like I was saying earlier, we're such a young team. You know, sometimes we get, sped up by their pressure, and that's just something we just got to do a better job of.
Wendell, Josh Robbins with The Athletic. 5 regular season games into it. I'm curious, are your impressions of Franz?
Franz is a phenomenal player. I feel like Franz, he's came into this league chip on his shoulder, just to prove himself that, prove to everybody else that, he belongs in this league. And I feel like he's done a really, really good defender, and has great size, able to post up smaller guys. And, early on, we told him, man, just shoot the ball. Like we see him in practice, he's making plenty of threes. Like, you get in the game, take those shots, make a miss. Like, we believe in him. And, he's done a really good job, starting starting off the rate we definitely look for him to do every night. And just to continue to encourage him, because, as a rookie, you're going to have your ups and downs, but as long as he continues to play the way he's playing, I feel like he's going to be a really good player.
Down.
Yeah.